Hi, so this is the final video of this week's project. Right here I have all the cue cards, so I'm just going to say the term and then I'll say the definition and then flip it over and see if I know it. So let's go. So nucleus accumbens is axons going from cell bodies in midbrain to this. Yeah. Acetylcholine is involved in memory and muscle activity. Yeah. Serotonin is influencing mood, eating, and sleep. Yeah. Dopamine is motivation, reward, and pleasure. The thalamus is the sensory relay station. Reticular formation is something that acts as a sentry. The limbic system coordinates behavior needs and is used to satisfy urges. The hippocampus is involved in forming and receiving memories. The somatic sensory cortex, it receives sensory input. The hypothalamus controls the basic biological needs or drives. The peripheral nervous system is all neurons that connect the nervous system. Graded potentials is changes in resting potential that don't reach positive 40 millivolts. No, sorry, that was negative 50, so I got that one wrong. The parasympathetic nervous system slows the body down to its regular temperature and regular things. Yeah, slows body functions back to normal. All or none law. So this is the action potential either performs at uniform and max intensity or not at all. The myelin sheath is the fat white insulation layer from glial cells. The absolute refractory period is the membrane is not excitable and can't perform another action potential. Depolarization is the shift from negative to positive, and so it goes from negative 70 to positive 40 millivolts. Sensory neurons carry input messages from sense organs to spine and brain. Homeostasis is a balanced inner state. The sympathetic nervous system is an activation function. Yeah, and so that's like fight or flight. Interneurons connect functions within the nervous system. The motor neuron is output messages from the spinal cord and brain to the muscles and organs, or glands and organs. Yeah. The amygdala organizes emotional processes or emotional response patterns. The dendrite sends messages to the cell body. The somatic nervous system is neuron specialized to send signals to the brain and spinal cord. The medulla has a vital role in bodily functions. The midbrain has clusters of sensory and motor neurons. The cerebellum is involved with muscular movement. The motor cortex controls body movements. The synaptic cleft is a gap between the axon and the dendrite. The resting potential is negative 70 millivolts. Cerebral cortex is the outer layer of a human brain. Basal ganglia is a group of at least 5 or more distinctive functions, structures. Neurons are the basic elements of the nervous system, or the basic building blocks of the nervous system. The autonomic nervous system are glands and smooth muscles. The central nervous system consists of all neurons in the brain and spinal cord. The association cortex is the highest level of mental processes, or mental functions. Yeah. The axon sends messages away from the cell body. The blood-brain barrier prevents substances from entering the brain. Synaptic vesicles are chambers that store molecules. The brain stem is a spinal cord entering the brain and it enlarges into that. The forebrain is the two large cerebral hemispheres. The synapse is a connection between a neuron and its target. Neurotransmitters are chemical substances that carry signals across the synapse. Endorphin it reduces pain and increases feeling of pleasure or well-being. Neuromodulators are widespread influence on synaptic transmission. Pons is above the medulla, and it carries nerve impulses throughout the brain. The corpus callosum is a neural bridge that sends messages from both sides of the hemispheres. The action potential is a change in neuron charge or voltage from negative 70 to positive 40. And the receptor sites are large protein molecules embedded in the receiving membrane. So that is everything. I got 2 wrong, so I got the basal ganglia and graded potentials wrong. My goal was to only get 3 wrong, and I got 2, so I passed.